Hey, what's up, guys? This is Bassrock back here with another tutorial. Just finished sending my tracks off to Musical Freedom, Protocol Recordings, some other labels. So I've got a lot more time on my hands. I figured I'd go through and do the mixdown and mastering part of this episode series. So we have EQing and compression left to do. I figured I'd talk about EQing today since that's more heavily used in mixdown, which comes before mastering. So what I've got here is I've got this loop through together with a bass line I used in Reflex and the chord structure I used in my most recent song, Bassrock. Actually, it's a little bit different from that one. Doesn't matter, but it sounds terrible right now. That's what it sounds like. And then I've got this kick drum, and you can't hear, like, these chords are just overpowering everything. So what we're going to do is, see, these have their own channels right now. We're going to add some EQs with spectrum analyzation, which tells you how heavily different frequencies are being used. And EQing, you want to think of it like a puzzle. Let's say we have these two instruments competing. You want to cut and boost accordingly to make so that they have room for each other and they fit together like a puzzle. In a sense, if you were to flip this around, this would kind of nestle in right here, just like a puzzle piece. And you have this on a large scale of 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, which is the range of human hearing. We can technically hear the effects of frequencies past those, but the actual frequencies themselves, it's 20 to 20K. That's what we're really limited to, and that gets even narrower as you get older because your ears just degrade. And so each element is going to want to have its own place in the mix and have room to breathe. And so each element is like a puzzle piece. So it should, like I said, it should nestle into its own little spot. So we're going to start here. I'm going to give you some sweet spots. First of all, 250 hertz. This contributes to mud, but also to warmth. So this time we're going to boost, but say we're going to want to cut here. And if you've done a lot of times you want to cut frequencies on other instruments before you boost on particular ones. So if this one was contributing too much 250 to the mix, then I'd want to cut here before boosting here because you're creating more headroom. Because once these frequencies get a certain amount of gain, you're not gonna be able to gain them anymore, and they're all used up. So it's all about creating room in your mix for everything. Okay, and the next one we're going to talk about is 1K. 1K contributes to hearing fatigue. So if there's too much 1K in a mix and people are listening for too long, they're not going to want to listen for much longer because it's really hard on your hearing. However, it will contribute a lot of meat to your sounds. And so we are going to cut here around 1K. That's close enough. Bring this up so we can make this a little more level, and we're not making this too loud. Okay, and the next one we're going to talk about is 6K. 6K contributes to clarity and brilliance. And so if something's too muddy, sometimes you can boost at 1K, cut a little 250, and that should help. So now here's what we have. Do that again. So we can hear that a little bit better. And a lot of where this is going to go is we're going to need to compress this as well as the kick drum and possibly sidechain it to the chords a little bit. But that's the basics of EQing. We could do the kick drum a little bit. You're not going to really hear it. If I were to do the kick drum, I would say 60 is a really good spot for getting some bass out. Also 125 tends to be pretty good, so you're not getting all, because 60 is getting towards, I don't want to say sub bass, but it's kind of getting towards there. And then 1K can add character to your kick drum occasionally if you've got the right sample. And then I'd say 3K and above gives it a little bit of punch. So let's take these off. Can't really hear it, but it added a little bit of, like I said, it added some character and it added some punch. So those are some EQing spots for the kick drum. And keep watching, guys, because I've got the compression tutorial coming up next. Thanks for watching.